The I Ching is a living transmission of the divine, of consciousness. The I Ching, the Book of Change, is a map of the 64 changing cosmic frequencies of life, of consciousness. This is an ancient wisdom from thousands of years ago that was used to track and harmonize with the forces of nature in order to guide the people, an empire, a civilization. In the 1960s, humanity discovered the 64 genetic codons, our DNA. Magically, they have the same mathematical formula, the same exact geometry as the 64 I Chings. Every 6 days, the sun activates one of these 64 I Ching frequencies, which activates within us a corresponding genetic codon, which stimulates our consciousness, the theme of the life. When we enter into contemplation with a particular I Ching, especially with the I Ching the sun activates each week, then life sends us the experiences we need to unlock the shadow, which raises our vibration and awakens the divine within. The intention of this video is to serve you in the highest blessed way. This is abstract energy of sensing, so receive this message with your heart and body. This week, the sun within us, consciousness, life, activates the second I Ching. The transformational path of this frequency moves us from the shadow of dislocation to the highest vibration of unity, and it's through the path of orientation. In the original I Ching, more than 1,000 years ago, a great injustice occurred, and it's part of the primal human wound. We were gifted great treasures, secret knowledge, pure transmissions coming directly from Source. And almost as soon as we left the Garden of Eden, as a single undivided consciousness, the treasures began arriving. The compassionate nature of our universe won't allow consciousness to forget itself for too long. Therefore, humanity has always received its echoes of truth, of our true nature. And the I Ching is one of these ancient transmissions. It's sacred knowledge. And of course, like all sacred knowledge, or at least many, it has been tampered with over the ages. Here in the I Ching, at the beginning, the second I Ching is the greatest lie of all. The lie is, it doesn't begin with number one, because number one is the masculine, the yang. All things emerge, come from the female, the feminine, the yin. That's a truth, and return to the feminine. So this second I Ching, which is the essence of the feminine, the primal female, this is really where everything begins. The second I Ching is the ultimate yin, and that is why it was named by the ancients the receptive. And this is why the shadow is called dislocation, because it's been dislocated by human consciousness. It's in the wrong place. It's been put in second place. It's been superseded by the masculine, by evolution. You see, the feminine is being, and the masculine is becoming. You have to understand, there's nothing wrong here. It's literally a perfect mistake. You see, evolution has an agenda. Evolution is an agenda. So everything about the dilemma of this second shadow of dislocation is about agenda. It's all about having an agenda. That is its dilemma. It's our perception that dislocates us from the truth. We can't actually leave the truth even if we try to, because we are truth every step of the way. It's not possible for a human being to make a mistake, and yet at the shadow frequency, we believe mistakes exist. We believe somehow we know better than life. We believe we're in control, and we take on the whole world on our shoulders. In fact, we're part of life, and life is growing through us. Life is dreaming through us. Life is us, yet still we feel separate. And it's not our fault. We're in a phase of human evolution where our perception is limited by our biology, and our biology is limited by our perception. And every one of us has this I Ching, this frequency in our human experience, in our DNA. We contain them all. And its programming partner is the first I Ching with its shadow of entropy, confusion, panic, disorder. And this is the configuration that makes us feel so lost. And it's the second shadow that implants this yearning inside us for home. And our true home is our unity. And yet every human story that is lived, every myth, every movie, every novel, every soap opera, every drama in life, its fundamental theme is the longing for happiness, the longing to go home. We're all like lost children looking for our home. I hope you could see that, feel that. Our sadness is so deep inside us because everywhere in the outer world, we're desperately seeking this unity, this home, and yet it always, always eludes us. This hollow ache is inside every human being until they face into it, until they have been transformed from within. So the second shadow in its agendas is the shadow of our busyness. It drives us into the world, into busyness, that we forget how to receive. We forget how to simply be. We forget how to trust because we are home. Home is inside each one of us. It lies at a higher frequency and it can only be discovered through love. And that's why we seek love. And this second I Ching is part of the codon ring called the Ring of Water. There's so much sadness in water, in the symbol of water. So here is where we find the greatest sadness of our civilization. Because there's no civilization really unless the feminine is honored above all. And I don't mean women, I mean the feminine in us all, the home inside us, the sense of unity. Because when that is lost, we are lost. Our world is lost. This world that we created, it's going to have to decay and crumble. And how sad that makes us feel, because we know we failed, because we didn't place love above all else. And yet, what a wonderful truth to come to. So with the second shadow, you think you're important. You think you have to help the world. You think there's something you can do to help. And all agendas come from distrust in life. And that doesn't mean you don't act to help. But when you do help, you help from a response, from your heart. You don't help because you feel lost, because you need something to fill the void. That's how most people help when you look deeply. That is actually why most of us are helping. And it's so rare to find a true loving heart in this life, a truly overflowing heart, a heart that doesn't want to help you, a heart that actually doesn't have an agenda. Because in truth, the heart doesn't have an agenda. Only the mind and the emotions have an agenda. The true essence of our being does not evolve. It cannot evolve. The yin, the feminine, the void, it cannot evolve. Only the yang, the masculine, carries that agenda. So each of us have to face this deep fear of the void inside. There is no other way to get back home. The second gift, the way to alchemize the shadow and raise the vibration, orientation. In the Tao Te Ching, simple words lay out the journey of transformation through the second I Ching. How do we know our way in life? How do we know what to do in life? How do we know what is right for us? These questions are so revealing because they presuppose that we have totally lost our way. The rest of nature doesn't ask these questions. Only us, only humans. And the answers are always the same. They will always sound vague, unclear, and watery. If you read the Tao Te Ching, you will find, be like water. This is the kind of advice you get. Follow the water. Act by not doing. The Taoists call it the Wu Wei, the art of not doing, or the watercourse way. And so as you become more and more aware of the shadow frequency, gradually you begin to orient yourself in the world, in the body. So when you feel lost, surrender to the feeling. Let it in. Allow it to soak into you, to the bone. When you feel sad, dislocated, angry, hopeless, helpless, afraid, excited, joyous, blissful, enthusiastic, allow the feelings, whatever it is. Allow it to become utterly infused into your DNA. Receive it. Receive it, whatever comes your way. Receive and trust whatever comes your way. Trust everything. That is the message of the second gift. Give yourself to it. Listen to it. Let it in. Be like water. The second gift is the gift of orientation. It means you begin to open up your heart to life. You begin to allow life to resonate inside you at a higher frequency. You begin to love it. You let it crush you. You let it drown you. You let the water in. You let life in. And slowly, slowly, we begin to relax. Trust is a byproduct of a whole host of chemicals that our DNA releases into our chemistry as we evolve. You see, the agendas of the shadow, they're not wrong because it drags us into our suffering. Every human being reaches a stage in which they get so tired of looking outside for a home. They get so disappointed by the outer world that finally they begin to turn inward and seek the true source of their suffering. We have to follow the river back to its source. And as we do, we go through a transformation, through a healing. Nature returns our energies to us. We become open to receive the currents of life, of love once again. And it also works the other way around. Our acceptance of the present moment, of the way we think and feel, sends a signal into our DNA, which then releases chemicals and hormones which make us feel better. So the more we surrender to everything, to every moment as perfect, the more oriented we become, the more we drop our agendas, our trying, our forever concerns about life, others, and the world around us. And then, the more we radiate the presence inside us, the magic occurs. Our aura, our vibration, it animates our environment. It opens up the currents of the quantum field. It catalyzes transformation, and we become a force for orientation for all life forms. By doing nothing, we become a field of transformational forces. This gift of orientation is so profound that it actually creates a centripetal force all around us, a magnetic pulse. That's what trust does. We trust the suffering of the other. We open our heart to them without agenda, and they receive our trust at a cellular level. Energetically, what we're doing is letting the other know that fear is safe. Fear is safe. That is the key sentence to the second gift. Let that sink in deeply. Fear is safe. So if you have this second I Ching in your energetic design, or you're contemplating this I Ching, this is your gift and your genius to bring others out of the shadow by shining the light inward towards the source inside them. To orient another person correctly in this way, and I mean truly correctly, it's not to give them advice. Advice you can get anywhere. To orient someone is to love them unconditionally, is to be with them. It's to be yourself with them. It's to let them see your weakness as well as your strengths. It's to be empty like water and yet to be full. It's to be intuitive. It's to trust. It's to soften, to yield, to flow. People don't need help. People need love. They need to be reminded of what it feels like to be in the presence of love. It's as simple as that. No agenda, just love. The second city, the highest vibration, unity. When we are home, we know we're home. Inside, all seeking has come to an end. We remember. Life is for living, experiencing, being alive. Life is for love. Love is life. All life has an innate urge to complete a story. This is evolution. The outer journey is the odyssey. We all eventually return home to our Eden, to our source. Unity is our unbending essence. It's leafless. It's everlasting. It's undescribably beautiful. It's our home. All metaphors lead here, to this experience, to awakening, enlightenment, realization, our remembering. In fact, it's our ordinary natural state. This city is the state of oneness. It's our original innocence. It's the underlining frequency of all the I Ching. All life leads here. In human beings, it leads us beyond our perception, beyond our senses, into the vibrations of our cells within our DNA. Because enlightenment, unity, is a physical phenomenon. It's not something outside the body. It celebrates the body. It completes the body. So when you look at these first two I Chings, these programming partners, the 1 and the 2, the prime yin and the prime yang, the feminine and the masculine, you are looking at spirit and form, energy and matter, and yet they're so inside each other that you can't tell which is which. No separation. Everything is locked into a dance with itself. The divine feminine is a mystery to be lived. It contains the divine masculine. So in that sense, you can no longer call it the feminine. The only way to unity is to dissolve. This is why the symbol is of water. We allow all our boundaries and all our attachments to dissolve into life. And life offers us this every day and in every way. We melt into life, become one with it. The universe and all its mysteries are before us. We melt into the dream called life. We let the heart flow into the sea of creation. We surrender into life, into love, become soft, become like water. I empower you this week to create space, get to higher awareness, notice your thoughts, feel all the sensations fully that come up in the body. Shine the light of awareness to the fear of the void, feeling lost. Receive it, allow it to be felt fully. Breathe in, breathe out. Remember, love yourself and choose to be blessed.